Is it possible to bet on every single MLB game out there and make some money doing so? Well, that's exactly what we are in the process of figuring out. For the past 4 days, I have bet $1 on every single MLB game. Doesn't matter what the bet is, could be any type of market, just has to be a dollar, has to be on every single game. So as I mentioned, I am 4 days deep into it. To do a recap from yesterday, not my best day. I had a total record of 4, 5, and 1. I ended the day down $1.02. So my 4-day total has a total record of 22 and 24, down about 41 cents. I never said it was going to be easy. I did say it was going to be worth it. So for today, there are 15 games on tap. Only 14 of them currently have odds. So one of the games I will not have a pick for. That is going to be the Rangers versus Angels. So 14 games, 14 picks, $14 risk. And let's get into it. Play number 1 in the Marlins versus Cubs game. We are taking no run first inning. That is at plus 100 odds at Caesars. Pretty much both of these teams stink in terms of first inning scoring offense, right? Both of them are bottom 10. Cubs got a decent pitcher on the mound. The Marlins have Edward Cabrera, a little bit of an inflated ERA, but I'm not betting on either of these teams to score in the first inning. Just need 6 outs, no runs, so we're taking NRFI in the Marlins versus Cubs. Next up, we got Blue Jays versus Pirates. We are taking Rich Hill over 4.5 strikeouts. That is at plus 138 odds at FanDuel. So the Blue Jays are somewhat of a strikeout team. They're not like the strikeout team, but they're also not a strikeout team. Rich Hill has gone over this strikeout total in his last 3 games against some teams that aren't strikeout teams. So I do like him in this one to go over 4.5 strikeouts. Next up in the White Sox versus Reds, we are taking White Sox team total over 4.5 plus 115 odds at Caesars. So Hunter Green is on the mound for the Reds. He's got absolutely electric stuff, but he still can be had. Sure, he's kept his ERA down this year alone, but I still don't quite trust him with the control, and I think he can be had. And the White Sox have some hitters on that team, so we're taking them just to score over 4.5 runs, and we're getting it for plus money. Next up, Yankees versus Rays. We are riding with the Rays minus 1.5 plus 112 odds at BetRivers. It really is as simple as this. The Rays are having a historic start to the season. They're on fire. They have a good pitcher on the mound. They're at home. The Yankees are banged up with a bad pitcher on the mound. So we are riding with the Rays for plus money. Next up in the Red Sox versus Phillies, we are taking over 8 runs. That is at plus 100 odds at Caesars. So the name value of this pitching matchup, you would think under Chris Sale versus Zach Wheeler, but Sale really hasn't been good this year. The Phillies gave up a ton of runs in their series against the Dodgers. Now they're heading back home to Philly in a pitcher's park. Runs are going to be scored in this one. Next up in the Rockies versus Mets, we are taking no run first inning. That is at minus 102 odds at FanDuel. These are 2 of the worst teams in the MLB in terms of scoring in the first inning. The Rockies just don't do it away from Colorado. The Mets just simply don't do it. So we are taking another no run first inning bet in this one. Just give me 6 outs with no runs. Next up in the Twins versus Guardians, we are taking the Twins minus 1.5 plus 135 odds at DraftKings. So the Twins, they're just the better team. They have better bats, they have a better bullpen. And in this specific game, they have the pitching matchup. They have a stud pitcher on the mound, sub 2 ERA, granted only in like 2 starts, but still sub 2 ERA against the Guardians, who do not have a good pitcher on the mound. So we'll back the Twins and we'll get that for plus money. Next up, Orioles versus Braves. We are locking in another no run first inning bet. This is at plus 110 odds at Bet365. So the Braves have Max Fried on the mound. He's going to get 3 outs. On the Orioles side, their pitcher has a really inflated ERA, which is scary. I get it. But if you look at his starts, he's had 6 starts so far, and he's 4-2 in terms of the NRFI. And those are against some good teams too. So again, I just need him to get 3 outs. He's been capable of doing that so far. And again, it's plus money. Next up, Athletics versus Royals. We are taking the under 9.5. That is at minus 105 odds at Caesars. So if you look at the pitching matchup here, you'll probably scream this should go over. But the thing is, these offenses just can't hit. And 9.5 runs is kind of a lot, right? 10 or more, that's a lot of runs. So we'll go ahead and take the under here at minus 105. Next up, Tigers versus Cardinals. We are taking another under 8.5 runs, minus 115 odds at BetRivers. The Tigers stink. They can't score. They have a decent pitcher on the mound, like their only one in Matthew Boyd. And this is a weather game that is not conducive towards hitting. It's not like the worst weather game you'll ever see, but it's not conducive towards hitting either. So we'll take the under. Next up, Nationals versus Diamondbacks. We are taking Merrill Kelly under 4.5 strikeouts. That is at -110 odds at Caesars. So Merrill Kelly is a decent pitcher, yes, but the Nats, despite being one of the worst teams in baseball, they just don't strike out. Literally strike out the least in the entire MLB, which is crazy considering how bad they are. So we'll take the starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks to go under his strikeout prop. Dodgers versus Padres, we are taking the under 8 runs. That is at -110 odds at BetMGM. We got Kershaw versus Darvish. We got a game in San Diego, which is a pitcher's park, another game in which the weather is not conducive towards runs. So two teams with a lot of name recognition, but we're going to go ahead and take the under in this one. Next up, we got Astros versus Mariners, and I don't mean to sound boring, but we're going to take another under 7 runs in this case, -105 odds at FanDuel. Christian Javier is on the mound for the Astros. He's a stud. Luis Castillo on the mound for the Mariners. He's a stud. And this game actually has the worst weather for the hitters, right? If you just look at the ballpark, the wind, all that stuff, the worst weather specifically for runs being scored. So we're hammering the under in the last game of the night, Brewers versus Giants. We are taking the Giants first half money line, +123 odds at Bet Rivers. I get it, this one's a little scary. Sean Manaea on the mound for the Giants, but Corbin Burns has not been great so far this year for the Brewers. The Giants are at home, and they just need to be leading after the first 5 innings. If it's tied, we'll at least get our money back. And that is going to be it. So 14 games, 14 bets for you to lock in. If there's any of these specifically that you like, comment and let me know. Other than that, appreciate you guys for watching, and have a good one. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Below are all of my different social medias where I post picks and plays daily. Make sure to hit me up there. Also, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel as I'm constantly putting out new videos to learn how to make money sports betting. And that's it. So thanks for watching and have a good one.